Put your shoes on, we got a long walk home. And grab your pitchfork and your torch, it's a long dark road. And if you stay close to me, we'll make it through the night. You know the monsters come out when they see the street lights.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to an all-new episode of EVP Everyday Voices of the Paranormal. I am your host, Reverend Jamie McCaskill.
And John Campbell.
And with us again, we have, since we had so much fun with him last time, we got Reverend Dan Todd here with us. And
what's up?
Today, we're gonna say that this one is sponsored by Reverend Dan's team, New Jersey. Sorry, go ahead.
New Jersey Ghost Detectives, Order of Exorcism.
Yeah, so today what we're going to talk about, because me and John have been wanting to do locations, and we're going to do like some we've done, like we'll talk about the museum eventually, going a little in depth on that eventually. John will of course get into the Bel Air house because he knows a lot more about it than I have. I haven't been there yet. I do plan on going, and I think John's going to invite Reverend Dan to come out there.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I'm only about 8 hours away. 8 hours away.
Wow, that's a drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is about 6 hours, and then you're what? Hour or two from Pittsburgh?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So we're looking about 7-8 hours.
Pittsburgh's not too far from there. An hour maybe.
Yeah, he has to drive out there every time he goes. So, but me being from the South, man, like I love the Civil War. That's one of the reasons I love the Fostoria Museum so much. Was there was actually a ghost that haunted there that was a Civil War soldier from the North, and the first time I had an experience with him was me going, "What do you think of old butternut like me? Like, could take all your stuff out of here with me?" And of course he responded with that, "Hey, what did he say? Hey, you." So let's talk about like the most famous Civil War battle. That's Gettysburg, because Dan's been there. How many times have you been there? I know you've been there at least once. Cause
oh God, I can't even count how many times I've been there. I've been there for paranormal things. I've been there for gun shows. I've been there for just to walk around the battlefield. I mean, over the years, thousands.
How far is Gettysburg from you?
About 2.5 hours.
Oh, that ain't
3
bad.
hours.
yeah,
Depending on who's driving. If I'm driving, we're making about 2.5 hours.
yeah,
My wife's driving, it's more like 3.
Gotcha.
yeah. I really want to go there because like I've watched a lot of the shows and I've heard a lot about the hauntings. Like even with the Civil War hauntings, like I've heard stuff of because being from Louisiana, of course, we had the reenactments all the time. And I had a friend of mine, Randy Brosette. You remember him? He died not long ago. I think it was his cousin or his nephew. I can't remember. They were related somehow. And he was a Civil War reenactor. He was a drummer boy. And he told me a story that one time they were doing a reenactment somewhere. And he said, we were all loading our stuff up. And he said, I forgot something. He said, so I went to walk back. And he said, I get passed by this soldier coming up. And he said, he just tipped his head at me and winked. And he's like, I realized, like, wait a minute. He was covered in something. He's like, I turned around and he's gone. So, like, I've always wanted to investigate something, Civil War related like that. But
that's one of the similar to what happened to me out there. When I was in high school, my father picked me up from Penn State football camp, and it was the weekend of the reenactment, so we went out to Gettysburg after, and we were out in Devil's Den, and there's a story of a Confederate soldier called the Texan, and he was killed at Devil's Den, and he fell between the rocks. So every now and then people see him. Well, I was up on top of the rocks, and I was looking down towards the parking lot, and it was the weekend of the reenactment, so I didn't really think much of this because I saw what I thought was a reenactor. You know, until I looked at the parking lot again, and our car is the only one in the parking lot.
Wow.
And I turned around, and he was gone.
That's
So, and this was before Ghost Hunter. So, I was right after that is when I started investigating.
that's neat.
That's awesome.
Well, have you ever watched? I can't remember which one of the paranormal shows it was, but they were interviewing people. It was one of the interview ones, so it had to be like on a History Channel. And they were interviewing people that worked on the Gettysburg movie, that really famous one, the big like epic event.
Yep.
And they had a lady whose job it was to take the reenactors back to the hotel. And she said,
"Oh yes, I know exactly what you're talking about."
Yeah, the
Yep.
truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had the Civil War soldiers in the back of the truck after she dropped them off.
Yeah. She said she looked up
There's
in
all
the.
kinds of stories like that.
Yeah, she dropped. John's looking at me. She dropped them off, and supposedly, like, she looks in the mirror, and she said all of them were out of the truck, and she looked in the mirror, and they were still back there, but they were of course
Yeah.
different. And she hopped out and looked, and they were gone.
Wow.
That I believe is on Mark Nesbitt's Ghosts of Gettysburg video, DVD or whatever it's called.
That's probably it.
Yeah. In fact, follow Mark on Facebook and stuff. And I mean, he's been doing this his entire life. He was a park ranger and stuff like that. So I mean, he knows Gettysburg like the back of his hand.
Wow.
You know, as far as the hauntings and stuff like that. And he even does. He's got a store out there. Gettysburg Ghost Tours, I think it is.
Mhm.
No, Ghost of Gettysburg Tours. Gettysburg Ghost Tours is Jolene Spooky Riley, who also knows stuff, and she does investigations, and he actually has a museum out there, a haunted museum. That I heard one of the stories that somebody actually had a possession from there.
Wow.
Oh.
And they had to do a solemn exorcism on this person, and I asked her about it, and she said that she has things that don't get along with each other in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, I said, next time I come out, I'm coming.
Now, where you've investigated, you said several places there, right?
Oh yeah, I investigate almost the whole town, even the battlefield. And you're not allowed to investigate the battlefield.
Really?
Why is that?
Yeah. Because EMF meters are considered metal detectors. They can pick up on the energy. So and there's no metal detecting on federal land. So the battlefield's actually federal land, federally preserved, and so they don't allow. But I have ways, which I'm not going to say on here because I don't want nobody to get in trouble.
Right.
I have ways of doing things where I can do it without getting caught. Although that was back in the day. Nowadays it's probably a little worse, but you can actually get a permit to investigate the battlefield. Like if you're going to film for like a show or your own show and stuff like that. I do have paperwork for that.
Nice.
But years ago we would go out there and we'd go out in the battlefield in the middle of the night. And this was before they got all the rules, you know. There are teams out there that ruin stuff for other people.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Always.
You know, but we were. I'll never forget this one because I wish I still had the photo of it, but I have no idea where it went. And it got lost when I moved. And we were over at Spangler Spring, and now there's a Confederate general there, and I was just being a complete douche to this guy. I was like, South is boring, the South sucks, you all lost, laughing at him and stuff like that, right? Well, I took a picture with my digital camera, and there was a red orb in my face. I mean, I'm talking nose to nose. You zoomed in on it, and you saw this guy's face.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many experiences I've had. In fact, one of the experiences I had was with my wife. And 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 in fact, the experience I had wasn't until after we got home, and I was watching TV, and I was watching something on Jenny Wade. And you guys know who Jenny Wade is?
I don't know. The name
No.
doesn't sound familiar now.
Okay. So there's a house called the Jenny Wade house.
Oh yeah, the Jenny
And-
Wade house. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She's the only civilian to be killed in Battle of Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Okay. So we were out there. We did one of those old time photos, and I was watching something on TV after we got back. Might have been a week later or so. And I had the photo on my phone at the time, and they showed a picture of the real Jenny Wade. I'm looking at it. I paused it, held up the picture of me and my wife in the period clothes. My wife is my wife could be Jenny Wade's twin, if not Jenny Wade.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
The resemblance is uncanny. So we were doing the Jenny Wade house, and when you do the Jenny Wade house, the basement where they put her body after she was killed, her father supposedly haunts the basement. That's a different story, but we dressed my wife up in period clothing that she would have been wearing at the time she died, and oh my God, the evidence that we got was unbelievable.
Wow. That's cool.
Especially from Jenny's father. My wife was being tormented by her father. And by tormented, I'm not talking like death or anything. You know, she's just being like nagged, bothered, and stuff like that. You know, nothing negative. But yeah.
You had a negative experience in Gettysburg, right?
Yep. That's where I got my ass handed to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling John about that. I don't know the story, but I was telling John. I know it, but you could get more detail than I ever could.
Oh yeah. We were investigating with people who used to be our friends, and we were down at the orphanage, Homestead Orphanage, and I don't know if you know the story about the orphanage or not, but they had a, I guess you call it the headmaster at the time. She was abusive towards the kids. And she would torment the kids, chain them up in the basement, abuse the hell out of them, beat them, you know, all that. So, right off the bat, I mean, I was drawn down to the basement, and I stayed there. They have a pit back there where she used to torment the kids and lock them in.
Yeah.
And I was back there the entire night. Well, we had. And this was back in my provoking days, before I would do religious provocation. We had a couple cops, off-duty cops there with their sidearms and stuff. And I just started provoking. Her name was Rosa Carmichael. And I said, Rosa, the cops are here to arrest you for the abuse and all that, right? And next thing I'm sitting outside the pit. Next thing I know, I had this white mist form around me. And I'm watching it going in through my mouth. Somewhere along the line, I lost consciousness. They said I got up, flung this old wooden door open to the point where it almost flew off the hinges. Now I'm a strong guy, but they said it wasn't me. You know, I ran up, and they said I ran up the stairs. Now the only thing I remember from this is being upstairs, and in the hallway they have like an opening in the floor over the pit, where they have a demonstration there.
Yeah.
You know, like what the pit would look like. And I got lost upstairs, like I was in a smoky fire. I couldn't find my way out. And the person that came to help me said, the only thing I remember is just being in a smoky fire. I don't remember who helped me until I got outside, but when she She went to grab my shoulder, and apparently I swung at her.
Wow.
Yeah, and she grabbed me, pushed me out the door, and when I got out the door, whatever had a hold of me let go. So my wife, she kind of, every time we talk about it, she just gives me the look of death. But I would say that I had like a partial possession.
Yeah.
From a human spirit?
No, it's not a human spirit.
Gotcha.
You know that old saying, evil in life, evil in death.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what I think it is, and I think she's I don't want to say demon because I don't know. I haven't really been back there since, but it's definitely malevolent, and it was able to take possession or take over me.
Wow.
But there are several times I have gotten I don't want to say demonic things. Like I've had Satan on the Oculus. I've gotten growls and stuff. And when you actually think about it and think about what happened and how it happened, you kind of got to expect that there's a demon lurking around somewhere.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Right.
Or
All
more.
the death. Yeah.
Well, that and all,
Yeah,
the evil that what people do to one another, it leaves an imprint.
Yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's there's actually a bridge out there called Suicide Bridge, and supposedly there's this malevolent entity out there that will harm you.
Mm-hmm.
So they say. It gets you to commit suicide, which is where the name comes. It's the Eisenhower Bridge is what it is. Is the actual name of it, but they call it Suicide Bridge because they've had like numerous suicides jump off of it. Or I should say, excuse me. Numerous people jump off it committing suicide into the river.
Yeah. A lot of cities have those.
Yeah. Well, this isn't like your average, city bridge. This is more like a little bridge over a small river.
Oh.
So, and it's really not that deep. So, in order to actually kill yourself, you really got to go head first.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah.
And if you're wrong, you're gonna be hurting.
Now,
Yeah.
I think it was the same show we were talking about earlier. There's that building there with the elevator where the people in that same show, she said they talked about them girls getting in the elevator and going down, and then it misses the floor and it goes into the basement. And they see they saw like Civil War soldiers being worked on down there.
Yeah. I think that's on the college.
Yeah.
I think that was the administration building at the college. That you can't investigate. The college won't allow that.
Oh, that sucks. That'd be a fun
And the seminary as well. Yeah, it would be. That whole town, there's so many places. There's you got the Adam Stevens house too. The Adam Stevens house is an old log cabin built in with mud.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple kids there, but whether I believe it's kids or not,
I was just about to ask that.
At the time, I did. At the time, I did. But we're going back almost 10 years ago at this point. But I was wearing shorts. Now, mind you, it was winter time, and I'm the type of guy that wears shorts. I snowplow in shorts,
Like my friend Brandon.
stuff like that. Yeah. And but I was wearing shorts and I was sitting down, and all of a sudden my right leg got very icy cold. But it wouldn't go up. It wasn't up my entire leg. It's only up to like my kneecap, maybe just above my kneecap. And so we had a thermal. Somebody else had a thermal, and I told him, I said, check my right leg out. Check the difference between my two legs. My right leg was about 10 degrees colder than my left.
Huh. That's significant.
And I was just sitting there. Oh yeah. I mean, I could feel it. Like literally, I had goosebumps on my right leg.
Wow.
And so, Boy, there's so many locations out there, and like I said, if you go to Gettysburg Ghost Tours, they do, and I'm not getting paid for this, so boy, I'm friends with manager, the owner, whatever she is. Gettysburg Ghost Tours.us is their website. In fact, let me see if it goes to that, 'cause I don't want to tell people. Yes. So go to that website. You can do an extreme guided ghost hunt for $57. As well as you can also rent locations through them for private investigations. In fact, I was just telling my wife, like, when our paranormal careers started there. So they have, they have the Extreme Ghost Hunt, which is their most popular. They provide equipment, haunted indoor locations like the battlefield homes and the farms and stuff like that. What's the other one? This is the Intense. Now, when I investigated with them, it was a little bit different, but now they all have equipment. There's usually somebody there. Then they have a Lockdown, which is a 4-hour investigation. A haunted private indoor and outdoor location.
Ooh.
Yeah. What's nice about Gettysburg is the whole town is haunted, so you can literally go anywhere and catch an EVP or see an apparition or something like that.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
You know. So
I'd
you
love
can
to
go. You can go around town and investigate. You can go around town and investigate, but you just can't go on the battlefield.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
That would be where I'd want to go.
I'm surprised, like, they don't allow it as long as you don't use, like, EMF and stuff like that.
You probably could walk around, do an EVP, or take a picture, but that'd be about it.
They wouldn't know.
Yeah, you can. When I say you can't investigate like the TV shows do.
Yeah.
I mean, you can walk around with a recorder. I've done it. You can walk around with cameras. You can walk around with like a REM pod. You can do stuff like that, but you can't use an EMF meter or anything like that, just because they consider it to be metal detecting.
Gotcha.
Afraid you might find a cannonball.
Hey, my dad metal detected.
You'll find the artifacts.
My dad metal detected the Belair house and found 2 musket balls. One of them was almost flattened from hitting its target. The other one was a perfect circle.
Wow.
Didn't the Bel Air house have a Civil War tie or something to it?
I'm not sure, but I do know it was in the front yard. It's near the Ohio River, right across from West Virginia. But yeah, 2 musket balls he found.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Musket balls, is that pre-Civil War?
They go back even further, yeah. They go back to Revolutionary War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They go back. I think they might even go back further than that, but yeah. Basically,
Civil War, they had the
lead.
Winchester and they had the revolver too.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Winchester. Yeah,
those started coming out during about the time of Gettysburg.
Yeah, the Colt was the only one that didn't come out in time because they set up the South and got the Colt, and then it won.
Oh, the war was close. It was.
Well, I think Gettysburg had a lot to do with the South losing just because of the way Gettysburg happened. I mean, you look at Pickett's Charge and South. The Confederates lost just about the entire army at Pickett's Charge, which is super haunted, by the way. I've camped out in the battlefield out the Artillery Ridge campground, and which is where the Union staged all their artillery during the battle.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to have a horse, and me and my buddy were riding our horses out on the battlefield, and we were in Pickett's Charge. All of a sudden, our horses stopped dead, would not go forward, turn around, and hauled ass back to the campground. And then later on, we asked them. Oh yeah, later on, because we weren't investigators back then. Like I said, this was all pre-ghost hunters, pre-paranormal state, and all that stuff. we asked the guy that was doing the ghost tour, the ghost hunt in the campground, if they could see the stuff, and oh yeah, they see it better than we do. And I'm like, well, that's what happened. I mean, their ears were pinned up.
Mhm.
They were packing up, snorting. I mean, it was.
They say
we had no control.
animals can sense and see things we can't.
Yeah, that's one of the
Oh,
reasons
yeah.
that some teams take a dog with them now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to do that. To have a dog with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a group out of Bryan where we had the auction house, and they have a dog that they take with them. They didn't bring him to the museum,
Nice.
of course, because we wouldn't have allowed it. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like certain places you won't be able to just because somebody might be allergic to dogs, or they don't want them in their house, something like that.
bad experiences with them chewing and peeing and all that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Or you'd be like around
Exactly.
John don't want them there because they bark.
Well, I've caught EVPs of dogs barking.
Yeah, I've caught the cats meowing. So
Yeah.
I caught horses out in Gettysburg. Places
yeah,
where I
That would be
wasn't near a horse.
they were widely used back then.
Yep.
That was their
Oh,
only
yeah.
mode of transportation.
yeah. I forgot about that. You did tell me
Yep.
you caught the horses out there.
Yeah, that and I've heard cannons going off. We weren't investigating. It's kind of.
I wonder if that would be more residual or not.
Oh, that's definitely residual. There's a lot of residual activity out there. I think most of the hauntings are residual.
Yeah, me too.
But there used to be this buffet called General Pickett's Buffet. Great buffet, and I really wish they would bring it back because they supplied the food for the movie
Ooh,
and stuff. And so they had all the actors and reenactors in the movie, all the big names that were in the movie eat there, and they had pictures of them all and stuff, and on the wall, hanging on the walls. But it was awesome to eat there. I mean, they had some great food.
nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not there anymore though, huh?
No, I mean the building's still there, but the buffet's closed. But I did hear they might be reopening at some point soon.
Hopefully they do.
Hopefully, we're going out there next month, the 14th. 14th? Oh, hold on. I gotta see. I gotta look. Hold on. September 14th, 15th, 16th, and coming home the 17th. Which happens to line up with my wife's birthday weekend, so that
Gotcha.
works out.
Yeah, she'll enjoy that.
Hey,
Yeah.
Being a co-owner of the Bel Air house, I wanted to see what you're doing on September 14th, 15th, 16th to see if you want to go out to the Bel Air house with me.
Well, I have to bring the wife, and then we're gonna have our kids. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, when you
This is more of a vacation than.
Oh, gotcha.
when you investigate there, you do stay there.
Yes, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go. So I can never find anybody that wanted to sleep there.
I'll
Nobody
go with
wants to sleep in a haunted
John.
location anymore.
John's been wanting to take me with him, so that'd be something we could all do as a group.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, me, you,
Definitely
and
would
John.
be.
At least none of us are
I was trying to
provoking.
get a group together. Well, at least not that way, anyway.
Not like Zach.
Well, John, usually
But,
you say
yeah.
you get like a free weekend every so often, didn't you? Where you can do it for free or something like that. Where you can bring a group in
We're down at
the Bel Air.
Bel Air. Oh, yeah. I go. I mean, co-owner. I go free every time.
Yeah, because that'd be something we could.
One of the perks.
Yeah.
I've been there a lot. I mean, Kristen Lee's been great, and yeah, she's been to Gettysburg a lot too.
Yeah, I've heard her
Yeah.
talk about it.
And
I met her one time at a Paragon in Gettysburg.
oh gosh, how'd that go?
It was good. I really didn't get to talk to her very much, but it was It was right when, it was like right after the show, with Paranormal Lockdown or whatever it was there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was what, a couple of years ago.
Oh, at least,
God,
yeah.
That's gotta be almost 10. That's gotta be almost what, 10 years ago now.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Right. I know the feeling.
God, I've been in this 23 years. Yikes.
That's like I
yeah.
hate trying to count up how long I've been, because I've been researching it since I was 16, but I didn't start investigating until 2004. So
Yeah. And it's God. I want to go back in time. I'm gonna invent the time machine so I can go back in time.
me too.
Oh, that would be great.
I've got too many places I want to go to.
But yeah, I mean we talked about investigating there and what the prices were at the time and stuff like that. We really didn't get to talk too much. But
I want to do the Bell Nursing
She
Home.
seemed like a nice person.
Yeah, she is. She's great. Bell Nursing Home.
That's down there around there.
Yeah, I've heard of that. That's like an hour, if that, from Bel Air House.
The only problem I've heard about the Bell Nursing Home, and like I said, I really want to do it.
It was for
though.
sale.
What?
Not too long ago.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, I wonder who got it now. Because the original people that had it, they told me that, they warned me. They said if you come in and investigate, you have to be careful because the people up the street will find out you're there investigating and they'll mess with you. So that's the only problem like I ran into when I kept going, what am I paying to investigate there?
Yeah, it was for sale for like $250,000 or something. It was a former nursing home. And
Ouch.
It's not far.
Yeah, let me just pull that out of my pocket.
Yeah.
All right, it's not far from Bel Air. And I talked to Kristen about investigating there. We looked it up. It's not far.
No.
We could have met there. And but they were in the middle of selling, so they weren't allowing investigations anymore.
Yeah.
I met them. I met the people who were running it when they first started. So, like doing investigations there, and they were giving away like free T-shirts and free backpacks and stuff.
I've heard it's very active, as probably are most nursing homes. I mean, you think about it.
One group I talked to.
They're like hospitals.
Yeah. Yep. Hospice, hospitals.
I used to work cleaning the hospital here in town, and I had experiences there while I was working there. I was like, man, I need to bring my equipment to work with me. That's probably one of the reasons I got let go. Because they kept hearing me talk about it. I would stand in the middle of the hall.
Or they're like, he's talking to himself. We have to let him go. He's crazy.
Yeah, right. Well,
He always brings a Barbie doll to work.
If you're ever looking to go to if you're ever looking for a good investigation outside of Gettysburg, go up to the Hinsdale House, Hinsdale, New York.
Heard of that many times. Yep.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times, as well as Wildwood Sanitarium in Salamanca, New York.
Oh.
They're both excellent locations to go to. You can sleep there too. You can spend an entire weekend there. I wouldn't recommend going in the winter, as I'm sure you guys know, living out in Ohio. We were there. I was there not less 2022, January of 2022, and it was minus 10 degrees.
Ooh.
Ouch. See,
I think the lowest it went was at night was like minus 20.
That's one of the good things about the Bel Air house is it's fully functional with heat, AC, everything.
Nice.
Yeah. So like it has the full comforts of home: kitchen, 2 bathrooms, shower.
John gives you pizza.
I would order those pizzas. There's Domino's and
what's the name? What's the name of that rental? Those rental places?
I don't.
Not Airbnb. Verbo. Paranormal Verbo.
But yeah, that's one of the great things about the Bel Air house. We've been to places without even electricity, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
There was one.
First time I went to.
Go ahead.
First time I went to Hinsdale, he didn't have a bathroom. Luckily it was in October, so it wasn't too bad. But now he's got the bathroom, and the heat wasn't really working that well. We couldn't figure the heat out. But being a hunter, I came prepared. I had all my hunting gear, all my my winter clothes and stuff. So I slept like a baby there.
Nice.
There's another location not too far from here. I don't remember the name of it, but the same situation. They
House?
didn't have the. Did they not have a bathroom?
No, they do.
Oh, there's one that doesn't have a bathroom, and you have to go down the street to like a gas station, and it's like, yeah, it's crazy.
Is it the farmhouse?
Yes.
Yes, it is a farmhouse.
Okay. Yeah, they had a barn that's haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember they were advertising that. I don't know if they still do it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, this isn't here in town, no.
No, it was out
Oh.
that way. It wasn't in town.
I would like to go. I'd like to go up to the Conjuring house.
Yeah, that would be fun.
But trying to come up with $1,200 for that is
$1,200
a little rough.
for a night.
$1,200 for a night.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Mansfield. Mansfield's their price is ridiculous. And then they try to go, we'll feed you, and it's like and then you talk, and people tell you they buy you cheap pizza.
You can go to McDonald's. Like seriously.
Yeah. Right. Well, I asked, and they have different. Because now it's under new owners, so now the new owner just does paranormal investigations there. Nobody lives there anymore. But it's one of the most popular ones because everybody has to do it. You know, everybody's got to film their shows there, and everybody's got to do their, their TikToks and all that stuff there. You know, so the new owner's like, yeah, I can make money on it. $1,200 for this, and I think it was more for like you want to do the weekend. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
That's one that gets me is how they jack the prices for Saturdays and Sundays. And it's like most teams have to do Saturday or Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it has to do with YouTube, paranormal shows, TV. There's Fort Delaware?
Yeah.
In Delaware, I think it is. I called them, and I called them because I wanted to go down there. And this was before whatever TV show was there. I think it was Ghost Hunters was there. And I asked them. I said, "How much to investigate?" Oh well, are you a production? I said no. We're just a team. We want to investigate. Oh well, we don't open it up to. We just allow productions in. I'm like, well, way to be an asshole.
Yeah.
And then there was the Chrysler Mansion. You've heard of that?
Yeah.
In Staten Island. I called that. And this was about time. I don't know if you've heard of Ghost Hunt USA.
Yeah.
This was about the time they were starting, and that was one of their first places to go. Well, they wanted $1,500 for 8 hours.
How much?
$1,500
For one night?
for one night for
That's
8 hours
insane.
in the house. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. Then they limit your how long you can be there. Yeah.
Yeah. And there lies the problem. Is a lot of these places are getting taken up by these tour companies, ghost hunt companies, whatever you want to call them. Like Ghost Hunt USA, Get Haunted, places like that.
Paranormal Expedition, I think, was another one.
Yeah, and they're doing, they're paying these exorbitant amounts, and these places are like, oh, well, if they're paying it, you can pay it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Sorry, I there's other places to go where I can do it for nothing. I'm gonna do that.
Yep.
Or for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, like our museum here in town, when I did it, I only charged, was it $10
$10 a person.
And, and people were like, that's like...
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't spend the night, but still $10, that's nothing.
And then you have it as long as you want.
There's a place by me, White Hill Mansion, which was on a recent episode of Ghost Hunters, and it was on Paranormal Lockdown, too. And that place is haunted. Holy crap. But, before the TV shows were there, I was friends with the president, or whoever does paranormal stuff, whatever her title was. And she'd only charge us like $400 for the night,
That ain't bad.
And even now, after the shows,
right,
right? Yeah, and even after the shows, they only upped it to like $550 for the night or something. So it's not terrible. So I'll go there. I'll pay that any day. I'll go there any day. And stuff. But what
I don't
sucks
remember
about
how
New
much
Jersey
the
is
Danville was.
What's that?
yeah, what sucks about New Jersey is there's so many places that nobody will let you investigate,
Yeah.
or they want high prices, which is why I also like going to Gettysburg too, because like I said, the whole town is haunted. You go in with the hell was it? Gettysburg Ghost Tours. Gettysburg Ghost Tours. You can go in with a group and just kind of wander around.
Yeah, it's in
Or you
Mansfield
can rent it
Prison.
for a couple $100.
Mansfield Reformatory, what they'll do is you'll complain about the price because it's exorbitant. I forget the price,
Sure it is.
$2,000.
but you'll go, well, that's just a little bit high, and they'll go, oh, well, we have the public hunts that are X amount of dollars. It's like, I don't want a public. I don't want to walk around here with every group. I can't prove anything I caught.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
ridiculous.
that's one of the reasons we stopped doing public hunts, because we were at the David Stewart farm in Gettysburg, and we were doing a public hunt, and we're trying to do it. Me and my wife were trying to do an EVP section in the barn, and these people were just having a good old time chit chatting. Not even investigating. We're just walking around, chit chatting. And I looked at my wife and I said, let's go. We're done. Get the hell out of here. That's all. Our night was pretty much ruined. We were only like an hour or two into it
Yeah.
and stuff. And that's why when I do an event or something, I tell people, look, be respectful of your surroundings.
Yeah.
Don't start screaming and stuff like that, because some of these places, like the house we used to have, museum we used to have, Joseph Turner House, was a small house. You could hear each other upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
So, just be aware of your surroundings, and don't be a dick. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you would like. There's a few places here close by here that you probably haven't been, but if you ever get a chance to come to Ohio, I think you'd like the Browswell Bookstore is really good. I've had a lot of good experiences there. In Mansfield, actually, there's one that's free that you would love, because being a firefighter, it's the Mansfield Fire Museum.
Yeah, that place is awesome.
Ooh.
It's got like a lot of like old
Engines. And
yeah, all the old equipment. There's
Nice.
There's actually urns in there with like fire chiefs' remains in them. There's all kind of. It's awesome.
It is.
I've had an
Nice.
experience every time I've gone.
We're gonna have to get out there.
Yeah.
We were gonna do it, and then my wife got pregnant, and
Yeah.
you know where that goes down there. All my money disappeared.
Yeah. Like I used to have I used to have money. I used to have stuff.
Yeah, I used to have money, and then I got married, and the wife sucked it all out, and then the kid sucked it all.
Vampire.
Started earning a little bit of money, and the
Exactly.
kids came along.
Exactly.
Like Al Bundy.
You know?
Remember Al Bundy? He's like, I had a dream that was a Hoover vacuum cleaner with red hair sucking money out of my wallet.
I love that show. I grew up watching that show. That was a great show.
Yeah,
My
me
son
too.
even watched it with me.
I own every season on DVD, and like I watch it 2 or 3
I
times.
have it on Prime.
Oh, there's only one story that I've gotten to where I can't stand, but it's because I've seen it so much. And that's the one where they go to Dumpwater, Florida. It's sad because it's got the Andy Griffith reference in it, and it's like
Yeah,
I've seen it too much.
yeah, yeah. I haven't watched it in a couple months, but I think I'm gonna have to, because there's just nothing on. There's nothing on good on anymore.
Yeah, they've killed all the comedy,
Yeah.
but. All right, man. Well, I think this
all the political crap and all that,
exactly.
Yep.
They kill it. But they have been talking apparently for a while. Like, this has nothing to do paranormal related, but they have been talking about doing like a Bud Bundy spinoff I don't know if that's still in the works or not, but they've been talking about it for a
I
while.
always said that they should do a spinoff of the whole show, Married with Grandchildren.
Yep. That's what they were talking about doing, because it's going to have Bud coming back home to live with his parents
Oh, that would be
after
awesome.
a divorce.
That would be awesome.
Figures, poor Bud. I always felt sorry for Bud. You know, he always got the worst of it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I think we'll wrap this one up here, and well, I'll take us a nice little break. So, so thank you guys again. This is, we had Reverend Dan Todd on here from New Jersey Ghost Detectives. For him, for me, and John.
Thank you.
Thank you all, and we'll see you all again soon. Are you ready to embark on a journey into the paranormal world of flavor? Join me and John as we uncover the mysteries of taste with our otherworldly sponsor, Coffee Brand Coffee. Coffee Brand Coffee serves those who've had enough of the illusions and seek the true essence of freshly roasted coffee. No gimmicks, just pure, hauntingly good brews. Did you know that their fulfillment and roasting facilities are right here in the United States? That's right. The magic happens right here on home soil. They have 12 bewitching coffee blends from all corners of the world, 12 new organic loose leaf teas, 3 heavenly hot cocoa flavors, my favorite. There's something that will awaken even the sleepiest spirits. And here's the secret to their unparalleled flavor. Every batch is hand roasted to order. That's right. There's no dusty shelves. There's no forgotten corners where, you know, something might have fell back there. No. It goes straight from the roasters right to your doorstep, ensuring each cup is a potion of perfection. Remember, timing is crucial, because you see, coffee, it loses its spirit in about 7 to 10 days after you roast it. But don't fear, because you see, Coffee Brand Coffee, it roasts daily, preserving every ounce of its enchanting essence. And don't just take our word for it, brothers and sisters. No. There are nearly 4,000 verified customer reviews. Go over there and look at them, because you'll see that the majority of them are perfect. 5 out of 5. That's right. Let the voices of our spectral patrons guide you to the sip of something that's extraordinary. From farm to cup, Coffee Brand Coffee, it's on a quest for excellence. You see, they seek out the finest and most sustainably sourced beans. They forge direct trade relationships with growers all across the globe. What this does is this ensures that not only unparalleled taste, but also a future where coffee, it thrives in harmony with the earth. So, dear listeners, if you're seeking to brew, you know, a cup of coffee that just transcends the ordinary, I want you to visit Coffee Brand Coffee. Use our referral link that's at the bottom underneath this video or podcast, wherever you're at, and get yourself an otherworldly experience. And remember, their subscription purchases are already 10% off. That's right. But you see, because you supported us, it shines through when you use our link. You can unearth the secrets of flavor with Coffee Brand Coffee. You can taste the paranormal, one cup at a time. Cheers to a world of bewitching blends. And if you don't want to use the link below, we have our own little code, EVPod. Go on over and give them a look, guys. And thank you always for your support.